Konami's newest OCG product, Promotion Pack 2026, has just unveiled 5 new cards for the set. There we go. Hang on, guys, I gotta fix my tripod here. There we go. Sorry, guys, I had to fix my tripod. Excuse me. Anyway, as I was saying, 5 new cards have been added to Konami's newest product, Promotion Pack 2026, and and it appears that this will be the box art for the set, which actually looks pretty cool. It looks pretty cool, and it does feature a lot of cards that some of these cards we should be getting sometime in the next 4 to 7 months, perhaps. So maybe we might see these get printed in what you call it, in Maze of Muertos, which I talked about sometime last week, if I remember right, like earlier this week or something. So the new cards, so that are supposedly going to be the cards that are supposed to be on this pack art. Some are new. I think a couple are reprints. But we have Learning Elf, Mass Hero Fountain, Dark Haribo, which I believe is supposed to be the reprint, Endless Bond, Adhill Saber, Witchcrafter Jenny, which apparently she is a maid, actually, and Junk Armor. However, that is not what we are here for. We are here for the new cards that have been added to the set. Again, 5 cards have been added, so I'm not going to waste any time. I'm just going to get straight into it because some of these cards are actually they're actually kind of sick. Others are a bit I'll let you guys be the judge of that. I'll let you guys be the judge of these cards. So first up, we got Fallen Cheetah. Which is a 3-star fire beast with 1100 attack, 2200 defense, and it has 2 separate effects. The first one reads, excuse me. The first effect reads, cannot be attributed or used as material for a fusion, synchro, exceed, or link summon. Second effect reads, if a monster is special summoned to your opponent's field while this monster is on the field, you can target one of them, switch control of it and this card, but that monster cannot be attributed or used as material for a fusion, synchro, exceed, or link summon while this monster is on the field. Okay, so I mean it's not bad. I mean it's kind of like a barrier statue, if you will, where it literally switches, where it's like a barrier statue creature swap. Which I mean it's not bad, but it's super. It's like the way they worded it is super conditional, because of the fact that you need to use this card going second. This is such a better card going second, because if your opponent has a monster on board, like say for example they have, let's say for example they have a Bestial, let's say that, and you switch control of this card with their Bestial, even if your opponent activates Super Holly, guess what? It doesn't matter. Because both this card and that Bestial can't be used as material for any type of summon. So it's basically a barrier statue, dimensional barrier, sort of, or sorry, not barrier statue, Dimensional Barrier and Creature Swap rolled up into one single card, which it's not bad. It's not bad, but again, it is so conditional, super conditional because this has to be used going second. Second, if you're going first, it is such a break. Next up, we've got Blackjack, the Shadow Armored Knight. Which is a 10-star Dark Warrior Synchro with 0 attack and defense, and requires a tuner and 1 or more non-tuners, so pretty generic. And it has 4 separate effects. You heard me right. 4. The first effect cannot be destroyed by battle. Second effect, each time a card is placed in your opponent's spell trap zone, excavate cards from the top of your deck until you excavate a monster and equip it to this card. Also, place the rest on the bottom of the deck in any order. Third effect, gains attack and defense equal to the total levels of the monsters equipped to this card times 300. Fourth effect, if the total levels of the monsters equipped to this card are more than 21, destroy it. Okay, so interestingly enough, 21. That means that it means that that if this card's attack goes up to 6,300, then I believe the ruling is that this card gets destroyed. It's either this card gets destroyed or one of the monsters equipped to it get destroyed. Which I mean, it's not bad. Excuse me. I mean having a potential like 6,300 body is pretty sick, and being seen as how this card can't be destroyed in battle, that it's not bad. But I feel like if this card had an effect where it said that it couldn't be destroyed by battle or card effects, or targeted for battle or card effects, 100% this card would have been busted, would have been fucking nuts. Excuse me. I truly feel like this card definitely could have had better effects, but I mean, still being able to equip multiple bodies with this, to this card, giving this card up to 6,000 attack is kind of crazy, especially going first. Going first, there are decks that can easily make this card going first. Going second would probably be lethal, depending on what your opening hand looks like going second. That's just how I see it anyway. Next up, we've got Pair Bear Scare. Pair Bear Scare. I had to try to say that a little slowly, but try saying that 10 times fast. Pair Bear Scare. Try saying that 10 times fast. It is a quick play spell with the first effect being a once per turn. The second effect is a once per duel. The first effect reads: your opponent can reveal one Pair Bear Scare in their hand or deck, and if they do, each player gains 2,000 life points. Otherwise, destroy a monster they control. Second effect: if this card is sent from the field to the grave, add this card to your opponent's hand. So funny enough, you would have to run 3 copies of this card for both you and your opponent to gain 2,000 life points, which is kind of funny. It's like super conditional because again this is basically slash draw, where if you end up abusing the effects of this card, it's going to get limited to one, and it's just gonna be no good. So, excuse me. So probably not the best card to play, but if you really think about it, the artwork is kind of cool. So definitely worth grading if you chose to get it graded. Next up is Early Palm Gets the Win. So it's basically a play on of the old saying, of the old adage, the early bird gets the worm. That's what this card is. It's basically a play on. It is a continuous spell with the effect reading as follows. Once per turn, when an attack is declared involving your monster, you can roll a six-sided die and apply this effect to your battling monster based on the result until the end of this turn. If you activate this effect during a battle involving two monsters in the same column, choose which effect to apply without rolling a die. One or four. The first time it would be destroyed by battle or card effect, it is not. 2 or 5, it loses 500 attack. Also, it's unaffected by activating spell and trap effects, except this card. 3 or 6, it gains 1,000 attack and it can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. Okay, so you would literally have to summon out, just as a random example, right? Like if this card was used in Dark Magician, and your opponent has Bystial Lubellion on board, and you summon Dark Magician in the exact same column, you don't have to roll a die. You could just like choose what effect you want to use, to which you can choose to give Dark Magician 1,000 attack and have it attack twice, which is not bad. But your opponent would have to have a second monster on board, which for decks that use up Bystials, it's not impossible. I'll just say it like that. Now for the final card of the video. It is known as Ibisu Shinsen Matsuri. Which I believe in Japanese let's see. I believe there's actually no translation for it. That's weird. That is really weird. I don't know what that means in Japanese. I don't know. If you guys know what that means, let me know in the comments below. But it is a continuous trap with 2 separate effects. The first effect reads, once per chain, if an effect monster is special summoned, you can target one of them, special summon a Shinsen token, which would be a 3-star water aqua, 0 attack and defense to its controller's opponent's field in defense. Second effect reads, at the start of the battle phase, you can destroy this card and as many tokens on the field as possible. And if you do, special summon one Ibisu token, 7-star water fairy with question mark attack and defense, and its attack and defense become the number of tokens destroyed by this effect times 700. Okay, so this is basically token spam as a way to just link climb into big bodies. Cards like potentially Boral Sword Dragon, Axis Code Talker, just to name a few. So it's not bad. This card might actually end up being one of the better ones of the 5, just because of the fact that the new monster the new monster Fallen Cheetah, it's super. It has to be super. It has to be used going second, but it can just easily get negated by cards like Imperm and shit. So even if so if your opponent goes 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 Imperm and they target and they target one of your monsters that once belonged to your opponent, they can then go Super Poly and use Fallen Cheetah as as material. But I believe the first effect is supposed to be a condition, which means even if Cheetah's effects get negated, the first effect remains in effect no matter what. So I believe that's supposed to be the case. I'm not entirely sure. The the synchro, I mean, yeah, sure you are. I mean, yeah, sure you get to equip a bunch of monsters to this card, but if you use up your entire back row, how the fuck are you gonna use spells and traps? How's that gonna work? And then the spells, I mean the spells and traps. I think early palm and Matsuri are probably going to be the only two that might end up becoming very powerful in the format, just because of the fact that with early palm it's not difficult to have a monster get put in the same column as one of your opponent's monsters. But if you're going up against decks like what is it, Dragon Links, or perhaps maybe or perhaps maybe Orcus, then it's pretty easy to switch a monster from one zone to the next, or even also Mech Knights. Invoked Mech Knight. It's pretty simple to do that. So it's not bad, but it's not good either. And then as far as Matsuri goes, I mean, it's token spam. You get to summon out a bunch of bodies. Enough said. But with that being said, that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more card discussions in the future, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well if you guys want to send me fan mail. I will be more than happy to open it up here on the channel. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.